Okay, so in this video, we're going to do examples where there's numbers or coefficients in front of the letters, just because they get maybe a little bit more complicated. And then there's some examples for you to try in this next section. There's always links in my description, by the way, to extra exercises of things that you can practice. Okay, so for this first one, I might actually just do a grid method for this, and the other ones I might do different methods. But if I was going to do a grid method for this, I would kind of split my page up into a grid, and I'm going to have a 2x plus 3 and a 3x plus 4. Remember, everything is getting multiplied inside this grid. So 2x times 3x, when I times the numbers, I'll get the 6, and when I times the letters, I get x squared. I'm then going to do 3x times the 3 for this one that I want over here, and 3x times 3 is 9x, and I'm putting a plus there because it's positive. The 2x and 4 is going to give me 8x, and the positive 3 multiplied by positive 4 is the plus 12. So this is all going to be equal to 6x squared plus 9x plus 8x plus 12, and these two that are in the middle are like terms because they are both with an x, so I'm going to add them together, and I get 6x squared plus 17x plus 12. Okay, so let's actually just see if I give myself a little bit more space. I'll put this here, and I'll put this answer here. So this one, I'm going to do the everything gets multiplied method. So I'll do the 3y times 2y, which is 6y squared, and the 3y times negative 4, which is negative 12y. Negative 1 times 2y is negative 2y, and then negative 1 times negative 4, a negative times a negative gives us a positive. So what I need to do now is very carefully simplify these. It's minus 12 minus 2. You can always check these things on a calculator. Minus 12 minus 2 is minus 14y. Sometimes people think two negatives make a positive, not with adding and subtracting. You have to think of a number line. So I am going to do minus 12, and I'm going to take away 2, and you do get minus 14. And then I have plus 4. So there's my answer for this one. So I'd recommend this one. I'd recommend writing it as 3a minus 4, 3a minus 4. And then when I expand this, 3a times 3a is 9a squared. 3a times negative 4, that is negative 12a. Negative 4 times 3a is negative 12a, and negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Again, it seems to be these middle two that we can simplify, and minus 12 minus 12 is minus 24, so we get minus 24a plus 16. Now, you might start spotting patterns when you practice these kinds of questions, and that's a really good thing because it's going to help us when we move on to the next part, which is factorizing double brackets. So looking out for patterns when you're doing these questions is going to be really, really good. If you see any shortcuts, you can use those shortcuts. But right now we're just going to focus on the skills. So I'm going to do the 4x times 2, that's 8x, and the 4x times minus 3x, that is minus 12, and then the x times the x gives the x squared. 2 times 2, that is going to be 4, and then 2 times minus 3x, that is minus 6x. So the ones that are going to simplify are the 8x and the minus 6x. 8 take away 6, that is 2x. So I have 2x minus 12x squared plus 4. Now, usually we start with this one, but when it's a negative, we're not that fussy. But I am going to write it as minus 12x squared plus 2x plus 4. So that's all the stuff that you're going to need to be able to try and expand these kinds of brackets that we've got here. See if you can have a go at these by pausing the video and see if you get the same answers as me. Maybe you'll spot some shortcuts as well. Okay, so in this first one that we've got here, the x times x, x squared, x times 8, 8x, 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 8 is 24. Let's make that a little bit clearer. I'll add the 8x and the 3x, which is in the middle, and that's going to give me x squared plus 11x plus 24. Okay, and this one that I'm going to do, I'm going to do the a times a, that's a squared, the a times minus 6, that's minus 6a, minus 2 times a, and then negative 2 times negative 6 is positive 12. And then I'm going to do minus 6 minus 2, that is minus 8a plus 12. Okay, I'm going to do y times y, that's y squared. Y times minus 7, that's minus 7y. 4 times y, and 4 times negative 7 is negative 28. Very carefully here, minus 7 plus 4 is minus 3, so it's minus 3y minus 28. I'm just going to highlight that these are the answers that we have here, here, and here. Okay, this one looks different to the other ones, but still going to be fine with the process we have. 2 times n is 2n, and 2 times minus 5 is minus 10. N times n is n squared, and n times minus 5 is minus 5n. Now the ones that we're going to be able to add are the 2n and the minus 5n. 2 take away 5 is minus 3. So I'll start off with my n squared minus 3n minus 10. Okay, this time we've got one of the squared type questions, so it's probably useful to write it as m plus 3, but if you're very good at this, you might not need to. M times m is m squared, m times 3 is 3m. 3 times m is 3m, and 3 times 3 is 9. The 3 m's in the middle are going to add up to 6m, so we get m squared plus 6m plus 9. Okay, I'm going to write this out again, so that's x minus 7, x minus 7. The x times x is x squared. The x times minus 7, the minus 7 times x, and the minus 7 times minus 7 is positive 49. Negative 7, take away 7 is negative 14, so we get negative 14x plus 49. Like again, you might be spotting some patterns here. I'm not going to point them out because it comes up in factorizing, but if you spot some patterns, let me know either in the comments or if you want to check with me, and that's going to be, there's definitely some good patterns to spot. Okay, 2x times 5x is 10x squared. 2x times 2 is 4x. Minus 3 times 5x is minus 15x. And then minus 3 times 2 is minus 6. So I'll leave the 10x squared, but 4 take away 15 is minus 11. So I get minus 11x minus 6. And then this one here, I'm going to write out the double brackets because I think that can help us to see how it all expands. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. That's 2x times minus 3 minus 6x. Another minus 6x, and then careful, two negatives multiply to a positive. So our final answer is 4x squared, negative 6 goes to negative 12x plus 9. If you're finding that adding part of these like two numbers here difficult, you can always check it on a calculator. Remember, 2 out of your 3 exams are going to be with a calculator as well. Okay, next video what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at applying this to finding the area of shapes. Found this video helpful? Then why not drop it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. If you'd like the next video in the playlist, you can click here to be taken straight to it. And as always, wishing you the very best for all your studies.